Oh, wait, 6. Prog 8363. Something like that. Starts with a 3. Anyway, we're working on inventory and connecting our what? What are we working on? Yeah. What about it specifically? Where do we leave off?
I think that's when we click the object now and just activate it. No, we got to show it.
Yeah. So we have this collection type, and we've got this inventory connected down here with this view thing. And if we take our hero and we interact with them, they go into our inventory. And we see that. Where's the inventory attached? Is it on the player? Something like that. Where's that collection? Inventory collection. See, we've got the OBJs 1 and 2. So those are the things that we just picked up. And a thing that went into our inventory we said was going to be collectible. And inside that collectible aspect, we keep the thumbnail that you're going to interact with on the view. And we turn them off because we kind of want to emulate them going into like a bag or something physical, but we don't want to destroy the object because we still want to interact with it. We still want to send messages to it and possibly equip it or do other things. Sound about right? So the next thing we want to do is be able to do stuff with our stuff. So more specifically, let's take a look. These are all clubs, so maybe we'll want to make a little bit of a better example out of these things. This collectible club right here, we're going to want to, and I think we hinted at this last time, things in your inventory will do different things when you use them, because things have different uses when you try to use them, right? Equipable objects is equipable, and consumable objects is consumable, but you don't really know what kind of object you have. Usually you want to do something to it. So we're going to need a way to wire that up. In our inventory, the thing that we're going to interact with, well, what's the thing you want to interact with? When you have this view here, I'm going to click on it, what's probably the thing you want to interact with? Probably the raw image thing, right? Thumbnail. That's not necessarily the case. You might want to have a button or a slider or some other thing. I don't know. But I like that. So if we're going to do that, if we want to interact with a UI element that's not a button, what do we have to do? Yeah, there's these UI event triggers. So we're going to have to instrument all our thumbs. And we've got a bunch of different UI events that we can support. Pointer up, pointer click. What's the design of this thing? I think we need to pick, I think we can prove this with like 2 interactions. Pointer click for the primary one and something else for the secondary one. Okay with that? Just give me a left click, touch the top of it. Okay. Let's say pointer click. So this is on the view. We know we want to call a function, and we don't want to have to hard code the interaction between the object that's in our slot and the reference to the object, because the thumb isn't going to know what object it has until runtime at some point. So how are we going to bind that? How are we going to make that connection happen at runtime? Here's a hint. I don't recommend trying to actually assign that reference and trying to actually pick a function at runtime. My suggestion is that's probably a little bit hairy. If we had a consistent place where we could look up an object in our slot, if we have one, and then call it or use it in the right way, we'll have something pretty robust. Okay? So I'm not condoning like trying to drill down into the trigger class. If anyone's trying to do that before, you can do it. But it's maybe not that scalable. And your code has to do it. So we need a central place. What's the central place where objects in our inventory kind of live? Well, this is the inventory view. What is the inventory view?
I guess it'd be the canvas.
You guys which?
I would say it'd be the canvas. Each inventory view would be the actual little inventory.
But the view is just the thing that has the thumb that receives the message that we click on. Where's the actual game objects? Where's the actual things that you put in inventory? Yeah, they're in the scene, but they're also stored somewhere else. Yeah, where's that thing? It's on the player, right? So I'm okay with that. Where's our inventory collection? It's on the player, right? Where'd it go? Is that it? Is it missing? That sounds good. All right, let's see.
I'm sure it's not hero.
We have player and we have
Hero.
hero. What's player? Oh, that's that guy. We don't need him anymore. Goodbye. Yeah, hero's got the collection right there. All right. So let's fill this out. In fact, we could probably do this for all three, but let's start with the first one. So we're going to want to go onto inventory collection and interact with whatever game object refers to that is in that slot, if it's there or not. Do we have an interface for that yet? We do not. All right. Mm-hmm. So what did we say? We said different objects are going to have different uses when you interact with them in a primary way. What we need this class to do is give us a reference to the game object in that particular slot. Is that knowable on click? Is there any information here here that we could use to indicate which game object we want to send a message to? Man, we only have the thumb. We only have the thumb that's on the collectible. What's it look like? Let's draw the picture. So it is collectible. What else is it? It's also equipable, right? What else is it? Like, this is our sword. What else is it? Touchable. It is touchable. And our hero. We have a inventory collection. And that's got a list of whatever. Or those. How do I know which one I have from here? Okay. So we want to send a message to a particular game object. message do we want to send? We want to do something when we click on the thumb. What do we want to do?
Depends on what
Exactly. Do we know at this point? How do you know? I mean, the object knows what you can do to it. It has many aspects to its specialized behavior. The view really only has there's only one aspect to the view's behavior. It's if you click on the thumb, we're going to use the object I refer to in whatever way the object tells me to use it. So how do we wire up all these different possible aspects to one kind of use? There you go. Exactly. So what's it usable? Where'd it go? And if something's usable, what does that mean we do? If something's usable, no matter what it is, what does it mean we do to it if it's usable? If something's equipable, we equip it. We use it. Yeah. We're not talking about any particular, specific use. We're saying in general, we have these different types of objects that we're going to want to use. Okay. What does it mean to use something? What does it mean to use something? Mm-hmm. And how do we do that? Now we're in the implementation discussion. How do we do that when we use it?
What's using it?
Does it matter what's using it, or what do you mean?
To know what it's using to what to.
Right. So if something's usable, right?
You have to equip it, you have to know how to consume.
It depends. It depends what we want this use to be. Sure. I'm fine with that. Actually, I'm not even going to confuse you at this point. If something's usable and we want to do that work, how do these mix-ins work? How do we communicate between mix-ins? Yeah. So what we're saying is, here's a use. This object is going to be able to be used. Right now, most interactions are through touch. In fact, almost all of them are touch at this point. We're adding another one, right? This is not a physical thing. This is not a Unity thing. This is if I'm deciding to use it through some means. And maybe this use will be on a button press, and maybe this use will be on a click, or maybe this use will be on some other thing. But when I use it, when I do some kind of thing, I want to have a result. And I don't know what that result is. I'm gonna let my designer wire it up. Right? So we're adding a layer of abstraction there. So no matter what kind of object it is, it can be used when I want to use it. Does that make sense? All right. So this thing is usable. And I want to see my unused callback come back. There it is. My unused callback. Let's say this is an equipable weapon. So when I use it, we're saying in my view, here's my view. It's got some thumbs on it. And this object is actually like the, I don't know, the two-handed sword. Okay? There's one use that is to Flip it. That's one way to use this item from my inventory. There's maybe other ways I could use that item. What are some other ways I could use a two-handed sword?
Drop it.
I could probably drop it. I could, if it's enchanted, maybe talk to it. I don't know. Objects could have multiple uses. Maybe I could break it. Maybe I won't know it until at runtime if another use is added or removed. But here's a use that I'm going to use all the time. I'm going to take it from my inventory and I'm going to equip it. So if this object's in my first inventory slot, my inventory view is just a primary use dispatcher. If I click on the thumb, use the item in there. If the object in there is a health potion, maybe I'm going to use, my use is going to be consume. If it's a crown, maybe I'm going to wear it. If it's a gremlin, maybe I'm going to pet it. I don't know. It doesn't matter, right? It's about interactions. It's about aspects. So what does that look like? If I click on this, I want to use it. What do I need to type here in unused callback? That's right. So there's my sword. So knowing that the inventory, left click is just, let's pretend we only have one use. We don't need to look up a particular use. Let's say it's always just the first use that there is there. If this is just like a use dispatcher, how do I get the game object to use it? What will I need to do? What do I need to do? So we want to use the primary use of the object. So get the object at this index and use it. Okay. We've got a list of objects. We've got a list of collectible things. Is that what we need to do? That's not what we need to do. Can't we just go OBJs of... But we don't want to go out of bounds, right? Is that? Is it?
No, I don't know. You sent this one, right?
Right. That is collectible. That. That's ugly. I don't like that. It's not bad. Does that work? Let's find out. So that means all we need this thing to do is use an index. And both of these things also need a, what is it? A trigger. And you can't multi-edit. Click. Where's our hero? Over there. Way to go. Right click. Alright. So each slot asks for the item at its particular index. We could probably automate that using transform.getChild. We know how many children of the parent there are, and we know what our index is relative to our parent, so there might be a way to do that. As long as the order, as long as the designer or the programmer didn't go in the hierarchy and switch the order around, we're probably okay. See what happens. So, here's our hero. Let's get an item. There we go. So we've got an item in our inventory. What item is it? It's Club 3. Is it usable? It's not usable. What's our usable item? That thing. Is that usable? Yeah, okay. So then, let's click this thing, see what happens. Nothing. Let's click this thing, see what happens. Nothing! Send message as a receiver. Uh-oh. Let's see. Is that, use item and index. Let's see what's going on. Set a breakpoint. Close you, and there we go. If index, which is 1, is less than 2, which it is, we'll go in. Is collectible. OBJ's size is 2, so we're going to get the first item out of there. So we got IC, which belongs to this collectible, and it is a gold bar thing. We'll get the object off of it. We do have the object. It's collectible club 1. If it has a use, which it does, we're going to use it. So we're going to step in F11. So in use, we're going to call the onUse callback, whatever that happens to be, which is equip. So I'm going to F11 in here, and that should get me into use equip eventually as I step through lines of Unity Engine. Where's equipable? Did we spell equip correctly? Do we need a key? What's that key thing? Do we need to find it by name for equip to work? For that auto equip thing, did it matter? I don't think so, right? Why are we not getting our... Oh, definitely.
So what's OBJ in our case? What is the object conceptually? Is it the player or is it the object? Right. The thing that has the slots. So where's the player? We're in the inventory collection. Yeah, are we on the root of the hero? So we have a design decision we have to make. Are we going to support inventories on child objects in our hierarchy? We probably should if we want to have bomb bags and quivers and things that we attach to like parts of us. If we don't, then we could assume root. So it's up to you. I'll leave that for the midterm, and I'll say this.gameObject. Or we can say this.transform. Can I say this.transform to root? There you go. .gameObject. Make sure we pass the right collection owner here. Let's try again. Doesn't compile. OBJ, right? Yeah. And it's game object. Like that. There we go. Hey guy, you walk really fast. Pick up 1. Pick up 2. Hello, there you go. Apple has no use. Gold bar. Still no use. Yeah. Inventory collection line 27. Let's see. What's the problem? We're in here, we hit click. We're here, we're ready to go. We want to use this thing. This.transform.game.object is our hero. Has use.use. Usable is a game object. What's the deal? Is has use good? Has use is good. F11. Oh, there we go. So we're in. Unused callback is equip. The game object is the hero. F11. We're not getting into equipable. We're not getting in here. Why are we not getting in here? That's true. So then it's not the hero you want to pass in? What do we want to pass in? Itself. Makes sense. Try again. anything. Equip has no receiver. Line 27. This .game object is the hero. Wait a minute, didn't we just change that? Inventory collection, this .game object is the hero. And yeah, the hero is not equipable. This was right before. Wasn't it? So what are we trying to, what do we want to pass in? The object or the hero? What's the object in this situation? Which is what? Yeah. Okay. Nothing? Still nothing. Equip has no receiver. Line 27. What are we doing wrong? We are trying to use an object. The object is our collectible club. Is our club not equipable? It is, right? It is, I hope. Is it? Here's the use. Object still the club. We want to equip the club. Club 1's not equipable. How's that? Sure. Are we perhaps not equipping the right thing? This thing? Which thumb? Oh, okay. So thumb 2 is this one. Index is 1, index is 0, index is 2. Maybe a little hokey, but we're saying invoke the primary use. What's the deal? All right.